Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for Monday, November 6th, 2017. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. ES continues to trend higher, very intense trend so far, and continues to remain near highs, holding up here above the 2580s, and currently just kind of sitting up here at the moment. Again, we were looking for some sort of perhaps a rotation back toward the midpoint of the previous month's range, perhaps even into the trigger zone here of the PIMAs, but you can see it's just every time price pulls back, it's been very bullish, failed new low a couple of days ago, and it just continues to hold. And that's why, again, it's another case in point that when price does pull back, you have to be much more aggressive about buying. And when price is at highs, you have to be much more careful about fading counter trend highs because this market is extremely bullish, not many opportunities to sell. So you have to continue to be patient. And when this thing does pull back, there has to be a little bit more aggressiveness in terms of buying and returning price back toward highs. It's been very bullish. So not really a whole lot to do at the moment on a swing basis. But if you drop down into the intraday time frame, and this goes the same for the NQ right now, the overnight move right now that we've seen, this sell-off here from the overnight high down to the overnight low and back toward the mid, that provides a pretty good impulse range. And that impulse range gives us some key levels to watch for today. And so any fade of the edges could be appropriate, especially down below. If price were to come down toward this low, this could be an appropriate fade for a return back to value. So watch the impulse range today. If you take a look at the NQ, very similar right here. You have a great impulse move downward back to the mid. And again, that provides a nice key range here that we can look to fade the edges and look for extensions once expansion occurs. If we go back to the higher time frame for the NQ again, this one looks very similar to the ES. Very bullish advance. We had a time here where we had a little bit of perhaps a top, but we were not able to see price hold below 62.50 or that midpoint. Instead, we got a failed new low and another squeeze back up. So right now, again, very bullish trending market overall. Again, the best opportunity would be if price were to come back below this low. That could provide a great short-term fade back up. Until then, right now, this thing just continues to drift higher. If you look at CL right now, CL is on a tear still. Very bullish. It reached our 54 to 55 target zone here from the recent 49s. And from there, I was asking our room to be patient. Be patient about a potential fade back. It could stay up here a little while, and there wasn't really signs that it was ready to go just yet, but it was developing. And you can see here Friday, we got a big squeeze in the afternoon, pushed through 55s, closing well beyond 55s, and is now trading into 56s. Big time continuation. Again, patience is really a virtue here when this thing is trending strongly higher. You have to be patient about looking to counter trend fade. And on pullbacks, you have to be a little bit more aggressive about buying in the direction of the trend. And right now, again, another case in point. So this thing continues to trend higher. We're into the LVN proper now. And 55s have been a big time resistance level. So now, given how strongly price is pushed through this zone, any pullback into 55 will want to be defended by bulls looking to even push this thing even higher. Again, from a very longer term perspective, like I mentioned from the monthly market outlook, finding acceptance above 55s would suggest a push into 60 to 62. So this is a big time key level here. And again, we're well beyond it. And so a pullback into it could provide a bounce opportunity to newer highs. So we'll continue to watch this as well. Taking a look at gold. Again, with regards to gold, let's bring up, there it goes. With regards to gold, our spidey sense was right on in this one in terms of holding off and being patient. We were just chopping around VPOC here. I mentioned it's not a great swing trading environment right now. It's likely going to stick. And look at this, we've gone about 11 days now sideways, and it's just not very conducive to any swing directional trading right now. Instead, what it's doing is it's building significant energy. And so you can see from 1285 to about 1262, we got about 11 days in this range here. and that's building some significant energy. And as I mentioned before, if we were to squeeze above 1285s, it could be a quick push of about 15 handles to 20 handles up. And the same thing to the downside. Below 1262s could provide a 12, 15, 20 point drop downward. But until that happens, we could continue to see more chop. So you got to be careful and you got to be more patient in here with gold until it's ready to see expansion. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the new week of trading. Good luck and trade well.